What's up, everybody? Little Insect here. Today I'm going to be talking about Reddit. Now, you may have heard the phrase, Reddit is where dumb people go to act smart, and 4chan is where smart people go to act dumb. I wholeheartedly agree with half of this statement. I'm going to start off talking about the general circle jerk that happens on Reddit. I'm talking about this first because the rest of my points come back and tie into this. All of them. Pretty much everything negative about this website ties back into the circle jerk. Here's an example of a Reddit post about No Man's Sky. Now, take note, this post was made 2 days ago. That would be September 19th, 2016. Now this post says, "What happened with No Man's Sky? I didn't follow it closely at all. Just learned about it a few weeks before release." There's a small chance that this guy is like legit, that he doesn't know what's going on. And in that case, he could just, Google it. But we all know that that's a lie. This guy knows exactly what's going on. He knows, hey, if I make a post about No Man's Sky and act like I don't know what I'm talking about, everybody will upvote me and give me lots of comments. So that's exactly what he did. And look at this. 3,247 upvotes. Not to mention hundreds, 809 comments. My next point is going to be the upvote button. This is kind of a little tangent. Now I know everybody on this shithole of a website, the rules, the admins, everybody says the downvote button isn't a disagree button. It fucking is. That's exactly what it is. But you're supposed to upvote things if they add to the discussion, not just because you agree with them. That's fucking stupid. Now, in theory, yeah, that sounds great. That's not what happens. Nobody does that. Everybody upvotes based on whether or not they agree with it. Now, you could say karma doesn't matter. It's just internet points. And you'd be absolutely right. But when I talk about karma, I think of it as attention points. If a post has 3,000 karma, that means that more than 3,000 people saw it, gave it attention, thought this deserves positive response. There are formats that you can find if you look at most of the default subreddits. These formats are the best real-world example of a circle jerk I can ever find, I think. I don't think you'll ever find anything that fits the definition as well as this does. So people will go on to these huge subreddits, they'll post a picture or an opinion that's been posted dozens and dozens of times, just in slightly different variations. So they'll post that, everybody's like, ooh, time for the daily upvote. They'll upvote it 5,000, 6,000 times. Everybody comments, and this is where the format becomes really obvious, because the comments are variations of the exact same comments you can find on the posts that follow the format. Now, about a year ago, if any of you used Reddit and used it back then, you probably remember the whole rebellion thing where everybody's like, we're moving to vote now. But Roach, that's so old. Well, you're behind on the times. You can't talk about that anymore because it's old. I don't fucking care. So in this content policy update, they say, neither Alexis nor I created Reddit to be a bastion of free speech. Oh, but wait a minute. Here's an interview on Forbes with Alexis where he says Reddit is a bastion of free speech, and then goes on to say that the founding fathers would be proud of that. I don't think I necessarily need to talk about this very much because, there it is. It's a blatant contradiction. It's a lie. I don't think that Spez forgot that Alexis said that. I think he's just trying to cover his ass because he started censoring stuff. Now I'm going to add a little disclaimer here. I'm not taking sides in whether or not the certain subreddits should have been censored or not. I'm not going to talk about that on here because it's really controversial and shit. The point I'm trying to make with this is that Reddit was created to be a bastion of free speech. What happened is corporations started saying, hey, we'd like to advertise on Reddit, but we're not going to do it if you have offensive stuff on there. So then they come back and say, what? We never wanted Reddit to be a bastion of free speech. Nope, definitely never said that before. Because they need to get rid of offensive stuff in order to have that sweet ad revenue. In conclusion, this website is absolute garbage. The community is absolute garbage. The content is, I'd say, 90% garbage. That's about it for this video. More gaming videos probably gonna start coming out soon. My internet's been down for a while and a whole bunch of other excuses. So keep watching the channel, subscribe if you liked it, and thanks for watching.